Slipstream, leaders in formation.
I think two major things really stick out. My dad is the most amazing encourager. He is absolutely brilliant at encouraging me and anybody else about him. Recently, it's one of those things you only see once you've matured a bit. I wouldn't have said this maybe 10 years ago because I wasn't mature enough to see it. But you put my dad in any social context and he's building community, he's encouraging people, he's making a point. He's actually going out of his way to say something really positive to people. And you could see the difference it makes to people's faces. And I think hopefully I've picked up some of that from him. I think the other thing I've learned is that I would never see my dad using a bad mood to get his way, using his temper. It's very easy to lead by threat of mood, by using the power thing rather than the love thing. It's very easy to lead by putting our foot down and letting people know that if they don't get something done that we'll be angry about it. That's the threat of mood, the use of power to lead. And again, I don't believe that's a kingdom way of leading as well. And I've never seen my dad do that. And so I think subliminally and by osmosis, that's one of the things I've learned from him as well. By the year 2020, I hope there will be many, many more Christians involved in politics. For too long as Christians, we've been shouting from the sidelines. We've been standing on the sidelines, shouting onto the pitch, saying, hey, we don't like this, hey, we don't like that, and hey, we need more of this. But actually, I believe that our place to be salt and light is to be actually on the pitch, in the game, actually joining and being part of the political parties. There's such an opportunity at the minute. The membership of political parties is going down and down and down. And it's actually a really natural way to serve. When I stood as a candidate in a local election a couple of years ago, I couldn't believe the privilege it was to be knocking people's doors, hearing their stories, allowing them to be connected to the bigger picture. But it really struck me that somebody like me wouldn't be in a place like I was in the estates of Vassal in North Brixton. I probably wouldn't be there unless I was looking for their vote. And in that moment, the actual genius of democracy, came home to roost for me. I realised that actually there is a bit of a gel in democracy that holds the place together, that holds the country together, because actually I'm hearing those stories and enabling folks to feel connected. And so there's a massive opportunity for local churches to be involved in their local communities, to become local councillors, to become local magistrates, to become school governors, and perhaps stand for Parliament. We've got a rash of young people, young Christians standing for Parliament this time around, but I hope by 2020 we've got even more. Just the perfect way to serve. It's the perfect way. It's one way to serve, but it's a brilliant way to serve. I think what excites me most about the next generation of leaders is that they've got a holistic grasp of the gospel more and more. For them, it's not just, are you going to be a social action team? Are you going to be an evangelism team? Are you just going to focus on the gifts of the Spirit? Folks are grabbing the whole thing together. They're saying it can be both and, not either or. Jesus didn't send out social action teams and evangelism teams. He's just sent out disciples to go and minister the gospel to people. And I think folks are grabbing that now. They're grabbing that the word and deed go hand in hand, that these are not two different agendas, that we're all about transformation. We're about seeing people transformed, but transformation doesn't happen without external transformation and internal transformation. The two go together. So we need to be praying for people, we need to be hoping for miracles, but we need to be rolling up our sleeves and getting involved in the dirt of people's lives as well. So I think young people that are coming through today are seeing that. And so leaders are being involved in programs. Leaders will lead programs that actually try to do both and rather than either or, because it's actually a lot easier to become expert at one or the other. But I've seen too many people who roll up their sleeves, get involved in community and are just now dry and burnt out because they're so disappointed they haven't even bothered to pray in recent times. And that's from disappointment, and I understand that. But I've also seen folks who are heading off, chasing the blessing to Florida, living in the suburbs, and maybe not engaged where they should be. Maybe some good things going on, the right things in the wrong places. So I really believe God's got a generation of young people who are passionate about campaigning. They're passionate about seeing God move miraculously. They're passionate about social justice. That these things all can be together rather than separate. Ask for wisdom. I was so headstrong as a young leader. I was so arrogant as a young leader. We all believe that we have seen it. We've seen the light far better than the generation before. So many mistakes that I made, so many things that I would do differently now. If I'd spent more time making sure that there was somebody who was mentoring me, making sure that there was that inflow and outflow. I would encourage every young leader to make sure that there are people who are mentoring them and that there are people that they are then mentoring as well. We need that inflow and outflow in our lives so that we don't become stagnant. So I would say go out of your way, even if it takes 6 months to find someone that you can be accountable to and you can gain wisdom from.